Hey, how's it going, everybody? Playing some more League of Legends. I think we're 2 games away from Silver 2 promos in this video. It's another Warwick jungle video. It wasn't bad. Most of the videos that I'll be putting up are going to be replays. It's a little difficult to get recording done on the spot as I play. Especially with what's going on in real life. I do try to do some of them, but most of them are just going to be replays. So this game we started out, we're going against Udyr jungle. Udyr is one of the few junglers that are kind of difficult because of how they play. You can usually put a lot of pressure on the map as Warwick. But Udyr can run around faster than you. He can usually duel you. It's pretty even when you duel an Udyr in the jungle as Warwick. Depends on who does what and what items you have where you're at. And he also can farm really well. If he gets Tiamat, he can just farm up. So what we're looking at is we have not a bad team. But the problem is they have a lot of CC, and they have a Malphite, and they have a Nautilus. All the CC is going to make it really hard for the people on my team that can do damage to actually do work. So, turn it down a bit. So what am I doing here? As far as I remember, I'm just trying to get control, find out where Udyr's at, and keep him from ganking. He's really good ganking. He's about as good as Warwick is. Warwick's ganks before he hit 6 aren't bad. He doesn't get a great reputation for ganking, but if you surprise him and get behind him with your E, especially if you have somebody that can follow up with damage or CC, it's not bad. So Udyr's ganking at the top here, and I believe he gets a kill or a flash there. So we know Udyr's up top. We're not really in a position to do much with him. So we're just going to keep farming here. We're going to try to get Tiamat to where we can at least keep up with him. We're just trying to watch our lanes right now and watch what's going on with them. I do not know why Timo went in there like he is. He's in a really dangerous spot right now. So I'm going to try to go up there and give him some help. So we're just going to come in here. It looks like they're committing way too hard. I didn't get the Q off. Right there, one of the mechanics of Warwick that's kind of an understated thing is if you get to know the enemy champions, Warwick's Q and his R both have a mechanic that makes you unstoppable while you're in the motion of them. So right there, what I could have done is I knew Udyr was going to bear stance stun you, so what I could have done there is I queued through his stun. I believe that I get a kill on him here. He plays a little bit too greedy. Right there, that's another mechanic that is really, when it pays off, it's really good. So you need to work on the timing of your Qs. So one thing that makes you unstoppable, so I could have queued through him. For one, I would have got the damage off, and I would have been autoing him there in the top lane. But for two, he wouldn't have stunned me. I would have been behind him to E. But the other thing he just did there is he was a little bit too greedy with his camp, tried to stay and then flash out of it. Not a good trade overall, just to flash for a third of a wolf camp. But I queued and held it, and as he flashed, I went with him, so he wasn't able to get away from me. So it was a good move by me. So not a bad start. Who got the kills? So Jen's got 2 kills. I was hoping that Annie had her spell rotation up there, but I think she just used it to do the stun. That's why I flashed in there, to try to chain CC and then get the damage out. So it didn't work out, but I did get Diana's flash, but for mine, it's probably worth it, especially for Annie. And we're going to try, but I think she's aware that I'm here. And I'm in a bad spot right there. I did not expect the whole team to be there. I really should have expected Udyr to be there. I'm sure that Jen was not far behind, but I should have expected Udyr to be there. And when I saw Nautilus, I should have just got out of there. But so we got T-Mat. That's going to help our jungle clears. You almost always want to go T-Mat, like first thing. And that's going to help us with jungling against Udyr. So how's our lane? You always want to be looking at your lanes. Like here, you want to be. I'm taking this jungle camp. I want to be looking at lanes. Annie's doing well. Diana's got an assist on her. That's not going to help her too much, but T-Man's not doing bad. And Bot's just not doing good at all. So we're trying to get control here. Later on, it's going to be kind of difficult because of their CC and their burst. You know, Malphite could just ult in, followed by Diana. You got Nautilus coming in to mop up, like chain CC people from running away. Udyr do the same thing. It's going to get really nasty. And I was moving to kind of check the dragon to see what's going on, but I wasn't fast enough. Now I have to be worried here because Udyr could come and invade. He's got good priority. I was waiting here. Yep. He's got good lane priority, which means you know, his laners are strong. For one, bot lane is pretty strong. Diana's not bad, and they're there, and they've got priority to where if he were to get into a fight with me, Annie's not even there, so she wouldn't even have the choice. But both Diana and Jen in bot lane, Jen and Nautilus would have a choice to like go move to help out with the fight between me and Udyr. Now I probably could 1v1 him by myself, but they would have the backup coming in. Now my bot lane, on the other hand, are pushed to the tower, so they have the choice either to come and help me and risk not getting any return value, like they get there before they can help, we don't get the kill and we all die. Like, it could be a negative impact, or they could just stay in lane and get that farm that's almost guaranteed with their laners gone. So I was expecting Udyr to invade there, and he did. It's kind of an even game. There's more kills on the other side and the dragon, but we're definitely still in this. Like I said, the only issue here is the CC that's going to come out. We have to play the fights really well later. So just playing, farming up, getting the late game. Trying to use my ultimate here on Diana. Followed up the CC. Really pretty good gank standard. I may not have even had to ult there. But I wanted to... I wasn't sure about the flash. I should have known, like... So, I wasn't sure in the moment looking at if flash was up. But looking at mine, I believe the last time I flashed was when I flashed on Diana, and she flashed immediately after. So, I could have looked at my own cooldown to kind of gauge when hers was up. So, Udyr's going back and trying to kill Annie. Gets a kill on Annie. I'm trying to set up here for the Malphite to get it. So we're trying to go for a dive. Not the best idea, but he runs. For some reason, I think he's trying to run and ulti Teemo from the fog, but Teemo, like a champ, runs at him and he completely misses his ult. Now, I wasn't going to be able to get away from Diana. My only chance here was to auto and hope that Teemo came in, but he was a little late. I don't think he thought that I was going to fight, but I wouldn't have been able to get away, and so my choices there were to run, and she's obviously going to Q and then ulti on top of me, and eventually I would either die or turn. I wouldn't be able to get into safety. So I needed to just turn there right away and hope that my Q healing, my passive, the red smite, all that stuff keeps me alive while she bursts me. I may have been able to play that a little bit better. What I did there, let me go back here. Like something that I could have played, I may have been able to outplay that just looking at it a second time. Wait, why is it not? So I run into her here, and I made that decision, like, run or fight. Right here, my decision was to fear her way, and then I was hoping she would throw her Q out first. She needs her Q Moonlight to jump to you more than once, and if she misses her Q, she got to decide whether she wants. I was hoping she'd throw her Q out, miss it around me, and then I could fear and run away. I may have been able to get out that way, but I made that decision. She never threw her Q out, so I kind of committed and popped the E to fear her. I should have just turned on her and fought, held the E for the damage reduction, and I may have been able to do that. Like, at this point right here where she's low, and Teemo came in too, that may have been a kill. I just played it completely wrong. And this would have been really cool if he would have got a kill here, but... So, again, like in this Warwick game, I'm not doing amazing. So I'm trying to itemize. That's one of the things you can do to kind of... If you can itemize well, it helps if you're not playing as well like I am in this game. So I'm trying to get some magic damage or some magic resistance for Diana. And then I believe I'm just going to build tanky. Now this was my fault. If I would have caught him with that, I may have been able to kill. But I just got greedy there. Just trying to get the shutdown on him. That was just a bad play overall. Because so just remember, kills don't get you, like, they get you a little bit of golden experience, but they don't win you the game by any means. I should have just farmed that wave up, or maybe positioned myself to gank him with Ezreal, because that's basically what Nautilus did. Is she had Nautilus had, I didn't know Nautilus was there. So I see Diana here. I'm gonna try to get in on that. Now, as I'm moving across here, I kind of thought back to what I did with Udyr, and I kind of learned my lesson there, so I didn't want to go too ham on. I remember, like, it's all about objectives, and you'll see later in this game, like, we don't do too well as far as the fighting goes, but we play the objectives really well. Try to itemize really well against this team, and it pays off. Right now, I believe I'm... what was I building into? I cannot remember, but Udyr's... This is awful right here. Udyr's got lane advantage, so he just wants to fight me. I thought maybe we could do this if I turned. But Malachi didn't, like... I believe... Does he have ult? Yeah, he has ult right here, and I'm not sure why he didn't ult immediately. That may have turned the tide there. But he didn't. He was farming as a support. I don't think that was the right choice, and we lost that fight really badly. And he's going to try to come in and get something. Stuns him under tower. Not bad, but the CC. There's one. And I'm coming in behind Jen right here. Hold the Q. I can't tell. I believe that I didn't use the Q properly, but it made me move to the other side of the plant where I was popped over the wall with him. But what I was trying to do there was hold the Q as he popped so that I could go with him. Once again, like that Udyr, I always have trouble against Udyr. She's one of my worst matchups, and once again, if he was by himself, I probably could have done something, but nothing to be had there. So we got flash out of Diana. There's an Infernal Dragon up now. My KDA is really badly. I got Merc Trudge for the CC because you got Malphite, ulti, you got Udyr, Bear Stun, you got Diana, the little pop she does. I'm not sure if that's a knock-up or not, so that won't count. And then you've also got Nautilus, and you've got Jen's Lockdown. So definitely you wanted to go Merc Treads this game because of all that CC. My plan was to try to get the dragon, but with how our lane priority is and how strong the enemy team is, they definitely would want to go to get that dragon, and they prioritize that, which is pretty good. Early in the game, they did do that well, but I think later they had a little issue with that, as far as Udyr not following up on those plays that he's been making early in the game. I'm sure what to do here. I was going to try to like capitalize on what's going on bot, but I think they may have it warded or something like that. So I'm just going to grab this camp and try to move to the top, I think. Or maybe I believe I'm trying to continue capitalizing on what's going on bot lane. I do have ulti, and Malachi's got his root, so it's possible we could do something here. So what I would want to do is ulti on top of Jhin, hopefully land it, and then Malachi follows up. And I don't have to land the ultimate because I can QE behind him, but we do. Malachi follows up with a CC. I follow up after that. So it was ulti, and then Malachi did his little root on him, knocked him back. Right after I got on my ulti, I popped my E and tried to finish it up to where it overlapped with the CC from Malachi. They got Rift Herald, which is bad. Once again, I got to think about where he's going to put that down. Trying to gank Teemo. I'm going to try to make it up there. They've been playing really aggressive, so I'm hoping that they try to dive under tower. I don't have ulti, so it's a bad idea. But right here, this is probably worth it because he's worth 1,000 gold at this point. So it was 700 plus the kill gold. So I got 1,000 gold off of that right now. If I had ulti, I could probably follow up with Malphite. If I had ulti right there, I may have been able to kill him, but he is pretty tanky. I mean, fairly tanky, just in general. Plus, he had his rock shield or whatever. I see Diana coming up. I don't want to get in there. She'd probably burst me without ulti. And Annie doesn't look like she wants to mess with that, so... Not having a good time with that, Diana. And, now, I kind of pathed weirdly right there. I saw Diana coming up. Why does it do that? Oh, that's weird. That seems like a bug. So I saw Diana coming up on the map here, right there. And I had my eyes peeled. I was going to take the Krug camp, but I didn't see her return to lane. So I was thinking she might have, and I pathed weirdly because it didn't click the ward over, but I did get it in the bush and found that she was trying to invade me. She would have been able to 1v1 me, I think, without ulti. I see her getting ready to run into Annie. I was going to try to give her some support, but no fight happened there. So we're just moving on. I think I'm going to build back and get Cinderhulk, and then start building into my first defensive item. I believe I build Black Cleaver is not defensive, but it does help with the big tanky portion of the team, Malphite and Nautilus. Plus it kind of builds, it kind of keeps me like I can fight if I have to. What am I doing here? Yeah, I think I went Black Cleaver first. So they popped the Rift Herald. I don't think, let's go back here. Now this wasn't the best, if you notice, so he pops the Rift Herald right here. And then he just runs up and autos the tower here. Where did it go? He just walked up and autoed the tower. And so the Rift Herald, if you notice, it's still behind them walking at the team. Oh, come on. Yeah, he autoed the tower. The Rift Herald is still back here walking up. He tries to go in and get some kills to kind of capitalize on that little mistake that he made. But I jumped in. I think I popped E and stunned them all. And then Annie came in and followed up. And we got kills all around. This was actually really close. If I hadn't have got E there, he probably would have one-shot me. So we got a couple kills there. They didn't get any value out of the Rift Herald. Like I said, he popped it. He should have probably just tried to get that first tower and then use it on the second if we didn't respond to the push. So no value out of that. Diana to get mid, and it looks like Malphite's going to get top unless somebody can respond quicker. So go to see what's going on. He's farming up. Trying to get into late game, trying to keep Ezreal, even though he's not doing great, trying to keep him competitive here. Because it's going to be Ezreal and Annie's like plays, the damage they output. Because Nautilus and Malphite, I'm not going to be able to kill. Udyr, if anybody is there at all, I'm not going to be able to kill. But this is not a bad play here. Once again, I tried to use the Q, but he kind of timed it really well. I tried to use the Q to keep myself from being stunned, but he timed it just right before. Trying to get an objective here off of that kill on Udyr. Udyr's one of the few we have to be afraid of as far as damage. Diana's the other one. They do a good job. I'm just going to keep on the dragon. I've got it warded down here. And so I can see that Jen is here. Nobody else is coming. It's just Diana. So that's what I wanted to do. And then we, I don't know why Nautilus went in there. And we chained him in and got him. Now I believe what I try to build here is Black Cleaver to shred the armor, trying to make myself useful here and competitive to where I can fight. And then I think I build Blade the Rune King for the slow and the percent health damage to go once again against Malphite and because that's probably who I'm going to be auto attacking and queuing and all that stuff on. Like with that amount of peel CC, like for one, in a game like if everything's even, I would want to jump on Jhin and try to like put pressure on him, kill while my team follows up, but with Malphite and Nautilus, that's never going to happen unless they're just out of position. So they're pinging for Baron. I'm not sure if that's such a great idea unless we get a pick here. I'm trying to help Annie out, and I see that Udyr's on. What was I doing here? I should have responded with Udyr up there. I think I just didn't notice. So we got Udyr. I'm trying to position myself. It's not looking good, so I'm just trying to capitalize on our losses. Thankfully, I got that ulti in there to where nobody CC'd me while I was in it. Warwick's ulti suppresses your target, but the unstoppable part only happens when you're in midair. So, like, I was point blank range, not very high chance that I was gonna use it to stop a CC. I may have, I'm not sure, but what knocked me out of it was the Nautilus ult. But I did kill Jhin, so I think that was okay. I don't want to exactly say worth. But I didn't think that Nautilus was going to come up, and I thought we had a little bit more oomph in that fight. So yeah, I went Black Cleaver. Nautilus came up behind me and kind of kept me out of the fight. I was wanting to jump on Jhin as soon as he popped ulti. That would have helped a whole lot. I'm wanting to chase somebody down here, but it doesn't look like it's in the cards. One of the worst mistakes that I can make on Warwick is he's so good. Like this, I may have been able to do something there, but been in a spot of trouble here. I saw my team coming in, so I just did the engage there. Back to what I was saying before we finish up this fight. Warwick, like, if I had vision and knew Udyr was there, I could have queued him. Once again, I could have queued Udyr through the bush. He wouldn't have been able to CC me. and I would have got the kill just from the Q alone, I think. It's unfortunate, and I think this was not a bad fight, honestly. But the CC, like Malphite ult, the CC is just what kills us. It's just awful. But we didn't have Ezreal there, so as far as a fight, that's a good sign. One of the worst mistakes I was saying earlier is being too aggressive. Like, I wanted to chase that guy down, and with some like opponents, they forget how fast you move and how much damage, like, you just come out of nowhere. And like I said, I could Q that Udyr and maybe kill him. So I was kind of looking for that, but with how behind we are, I'm going kind of tanky, just trying to be the engaged peel, not the damage here, because late you can't really build Warwick late. You have to get big early, and then in the mid game kind of pop off. So trying to do something here. I saw Annie coming in. I almost did a good play there. I saw Jen. I took the. I didn't suppose I saw Dan bot. So I QE'd, ulted him. I tried to dodge the Nautilus hook, and then flash back on top of Jen, and I almost had the play there, but he got back up. So. And Annie is a boss, and Malphite's not. So they kind of flubbed that up right there. They did get the kill on Annie, but now Jin's in a bad spot. I'm not sure what he's doing there. I'm not sure what any of them were doing there, they may have been trying to buy time so Diana could get the bot, but I'm not sure. So there's a surrender vote. I'm not sure if that's the first one, but things aren't looking good for my team. They're wanting to surrender. It's always winnable. Even if you're so far behind that, like, they can one-shot most of you. Like, it's still winnable. They could throw. Or they could just misplay. So especially, like, ranked games like this, you kind of... unless it's to the point where, like, you have literally one shot, like, Diana would Q and kill somebody. You know, you always want to play them out. They get another dragon here. Nothing we can do about it. I'm just trying to remain competitive here with Udyr. I'm not doing too bad considering the circumstances. I'm making kind of aggressive plays without having vision. You know, once again, it brought the... So I did see Udyr and Nautilus kind of coming up, and at this point I still could 1v1 Udyr. Like, he doesn't have ult, so the way you would want to play that is use all your abilities. You would Q into him, start auto-attacking him, maybe E, and leave it for the full duration to get the damage reduction on him, and then try to get him as low as possible. And then as soon as you're low, you ulti him to get the health back and kind of keep yourself high while he's low, and then use your passive. Like, you get an attack speed buff, and you heal for more when you're low, and when they're low, you get... When you're low, you heal for more, so you can kind of hold yourself above at low, and then when they're low, you get attack speed buff, so you can kind of speed up the. Right there, I try to get in the middle of that and get my E off, just to keep my team alive. We're not doing too bad. I used my damage reduction. I used the Q to heal myself. I'm kind of go here to the Raptors, try to get more health. But I didn't have smite. My team did okay. So what did we come out? They lost 4. We only lost 2. And I found I used my W to kill Nautilus. He was low, so I just hunted him down. I wasn't sure how low he was, so that's why I popped that E beforehand. so that he wouldn't be able to, you know, burst me too much. And if he did Q or auto attack me to root me, my E would be going off right about then. So basically, we would both have CCs chained, and it wouldn't really, like, he would root me, and then I would E and fear him away, and then I could Q back onto him and continue the trade. I was hoping that Udyr would push up a little bit. I know everyone just died, so he would be fairly isolated. And like I said, I still think that I might be able to take him out at this point. He's not too far ahead of me. And once again, it depends on what he does versus what I do. Like I said, I wanted to explain the combo that I want to use on him. Because you heal more when you're low. I would ulti and get health back, and then my Q would be up, my E would probably be up by that point, and do the same thing again. And if I can get him below 50%, my chances of winning the fight increase quite a bit. And then if he gets below 25%, it increases quite a lot. So we jump in there, we have our E, and we pop that. So we're not doing too good. We've got some good engages. This is what I was talking about with Warwick. If I hadn't got rooted there, it would have been okay. But Jhin is really pretty fed, so he can just one-shot me. But I think we did an okay engage. So Malphite is trying to take out this Ezreal. I think he stays too much for it. Jhin and Diana are coming up, but it looks like they're afraid to go in. So we take out Malphite. Diana's wanting to come in on Annie. She's wanting to pop someone, and so is Jhin. But Maokai does a really good job of being the front line, taking everything, and they just burst her down. So that was a good fight. And up until this point, I felt like, especially this Teemo, was kind of raging, and I think he was the one that did the surrender vote. But that fight right there, I tried to rally the team, and that was a really good fight. They played it really well. So I was just trying to keep them in the spirit. We can do this, and we're starting to win these fights. We're starting to catch up with the gold disadvantage, the kill disadvantage. We just have to play them right. Ezreal's getting pretty big. Now, back to what I was saying about Udyr, what he would want to do. I'm not sure the cooldowns, but if he can stun me right away, that's great to keep me from getting him below that threshold where he's low. But once I get to a low threshold where I'm low, it becomes more difficult for me to die. And depending on if I have ulti, I can use that when I'm low, right as I'm low, stun him, heal up a bunch, all that stuff. So he's wanting to hold his bear stance for when I'm low, so that he can stun me and kill me before I heal any off of it. So he got a bad play here. Udyr split pushing there while we're trying to push the mid lane. We don't really have the push on him, but I think he's going to die here. He's Udyr, so he can just literally just run away. But I do think we catch him here, so I don't want to engage too hard because one kill on Udyr isn't going to be worth this tower right here. This tower right here is worth more than Udyr alive or dead. We didn't get Udyr, unfortunately, but we did protect this tower. Okay, trying to engage. I'm wanting to engage this in a smart way. Maokai's just going to try to ulti on somebody. So I don't want that to happen. There it is, right there. I was waiting for that because that could really mess us up. Ultied in there. I'm not sure if I had my E, but I have it now. So I try to chain. They go after Jhin here. My role right here is to chase Diana down. She doesn't have any of her abilities. She already popped her abilities and her ult. Just chase her down and kill her. Udyr split pushing again. He gets a lot of value right there. I saw Annie going in to take out Udyr. This is a risky play, but at this point we have to kind of have to make risky plays. If we go back to protect Udyr, to stop Udyr, he may just get away and we've got nothing. I think Annie can get Udyr, so So, you know, it's a good chance we can get this ourselves. So I do ping that and get that. So we have the Baron. So that's very good objective. That's one of the first objectives I've been able to secure as a jungler. So we get that. Like I said, I went Blade of the Ruined King, Black Cleaver, just to get kind of armor shred and percent health damage, and then I went the Titanic Hydra to get tanky, and I believe that gives you more health damage too. No, it's just bonus based on your own health. And then I was going to go Gargoyle Stone Plate. I always buy the stopwatch first because you want to get value out of that. Especially late in the game, if you buy that Gargoyle Stone Plate, you don't get the value out of the stopwatch. You can really bait people into it, into trying to finish you off, and you just do that. Gives you time to get your cooldowns up and get back into the fight. So I got the stopwatch. Hopefully I can make a play out of that. I'm just kind of sitting around making sure they don't engage too hard. They have a really good engage, you know. Malphite ulti into Nautilus ulti into... By that point, Nautilus is on top of you. Malphite's on top of you. They've got so much CC. It's unreal. So just trying to be a presence. So like I said, they did try to engage. I kind of zoned there. Like I said, I stopped Udyr from getting in, and right as that moment, Malphite engaged, so he was kind of cut off from his team. No Udyr, no Jhin, and then right away I popped my stopwatch. I didn't want Udyr doing any damage to me. That cutoff from the rest of the team was worth it. So that stopwatch was really worth. And then we got a couple kills. We got to go back because Diana's pushing. We do not want to lose that last inhib. And we don't want to lose the last tower because that's protecting our inhib. If we lose all 3 inhibs, chances are is we lose. So I'll back to keep her from taking that. She actually tries to fight me, and I just do too much. I'm too tanky, and I do too much damage at this point with... what did she build? I wasn't too afraid of her because I could always end the E and back off, but after seeing how much damage, did a damage check and see how much my autos do, I don't think that she could have killed me with my healing from Blade of the Ruined King and all that stuff. So I'm just trying to push this wave out. I don't think, like, my team could, obviously, like, Teemo's pushed up pretty far. He could die, which wouldn't be great, but everyone's back and Teemo should back too. They're a little out. Like, Maokai could get caught right here. If anybody gets hit with the CC, they're dead. Because they just chain CC and finish it off. So I'm just trying to... yeah, there you go. I'm just trying to take this. I popped the W just to see, you know, who was around, and that was not a bad engage on Jhin, but he had QSS, I believe, or some kind of... Yeah, he had QSS, so he QSS'd my... Basically, when I ultied to suppress him, he just ended it. That Quicksilver Sash. Not a great... It's not a bad engage, because Nautilus didn't have any backup whatsoever if you were watching the minimap. He engaged, you got Diana over here and somebody else over here, but there was nobody to help him, so he was taken out. Maokai took the shots for Ezreal, so he's not dead. I think Ezreal's going to back here. I was just trying to position myself around Ezreal so that he doesn't get one shot. Literally just anything hitting him would have done it. So we're trying to position here for the dragon. Like I said, I don't have to hit ulti to make it worth. I popped my EQ past him, tried to Q past him, and then used E to CC him to get him. This isn't a bad build. It's not as tanky as I could go, but I do have some damage, and my autos are just not as fast. Now that, I don't know what that was about. I don't think that he should have engaged there, but it didn't turn out too bad. Ezreal came in, I'm not worried at all about this because I can chase him down. I could Q. He TP'd out, so that's good. And so I'm just going to go back. I'm not really afraid of my team going down. The big threats, Jen, Diana are gone. Udyr's gone. He's probably number 3. So I'm just going to push this while they take the Elder Dragon. No chance, really. I can see the remaining 2 members of their team on the map. So, so I just... but that's that engage right there. I think if I would have ulted away from the Nautilus ulti before he landed it, I wouldn't have got chained by Jen, and then he wouldn't have been able to come and Q me. Their engage is sick. It's not very fun to deal with. So I did take a death there. So, but they did get the Elder Dragon, so that was definitely a good play. Now, if you look at the gold balance and the kills right here, we're starting to come back on top here. Balance out. I'm just getting caught every once in a while, so nothing big. They can't. Once again, kills at this point are not doing too much besides what you can get off of them. So, like I said, going to Gargoyle Stone Plate. That's going to be sort of what the stopwatch did, except on one hand, it's going to make me tankier when I jump into a bunch of people, and it's not going to completely save me like the stopwatch did, but not all players can see the active on it where you get tankier. Just trying to come in here. My team's doing really well with this fight. Looks like the blue team didn't really do this right. I definitely wanted to go for Jen. He's all the damage, followed by Diana. I'm trying to cut him off here. I thought that they might be able to get past here, but they didn't, and that should be the victory right there. It just all depends on what targets they pick for their CC, and Teemo and Ezreal were able to kind of skirt around the CC and not let it take them. So that's another victory. I think I go up to I think it's like 96 LP at this point. So I just need one more game to get into the Silver 2 promos. This is the highest that I've ever been, so doing good. I think the next game is a Zac. So just keep a lookout for that, and do all that normal stuff like the video and all that junk. But thanks for watching.